Hi there. In this video, I'll be talking about SAP UI5 with emphasis in this feature called filters or query filters. This application is connected to the previous one that I've created before. So you can find that in youtube.com. Search in for Paul Aguilar SAP and scroll down and find this one, Paul Aguilar. And on the playlist, go to my, what do you call this playlist? It's called SAP UI5 Fury Web IDO Data. And this is the video that I'm referring to, SAP UI5 Routing and Routers. So this is the application. And if you run this one, it has three main views: the overview of the header, and this is the header details, and these are the item details. Okay, now what we're trying to do right now is we will be adding another view and also an input box and a button. So we will be learning how to pass values from one screen to another, and that added view that I'm talking about, I mentioned, is over here. So we'll be adding a list here, a list box, and if we click that list box, one of the items of that list box, it will go to another view, and in that view it will show you the details, another details like this one. But in that event, we will be applying the filter option. So um, also the SEGW is over here. Later we'll check that also. Okay. Now let's follow this activity guide that I've created. So in here, it says PO header view. Where is that? We'll be adding a VBox. So under list, we'll be adding a VBox there, and the ID should be IPE billion, and the placeholder is this guy here. Enter reference number. This is like the text, default text, and the size. Okay, we can disregard this one, but this is a very important IPE billion. Okay, if we save that, it will look like this. Okay, this is the input box, and this is the button. So if we enter a number here, an EBLN, if we get the invoice details, it should go to the default invoice overview page with all the data. Okay, next step is okay, we'll be adding an event. So open with layout. So if we hit this one, go to events, press new function. The event's function name is get invoice. Okay, now let's go to the PO header controller. Okay, this is the event function. Let's just copy paste this one. Sorry. As you can see, EVT was renamed, and I just placed a debugger here. I was debugging a while ago. So OView will get the data and of the screen, and we will be getting the EBLN. This is the ID of that element, and this is for the router. That will go to the route PO detail, the overview details. And this is the parameter, selected item, and that's the fetched EBLN from the screen. And run it. Let's see how it goes. So we'll be entering this guy here and get invoice. Okay, it's correct. What if we enter a different one? For 20. Yep, that's correct. Now the next step is so now we know how to use the input box, a button, and transfer data from one screen to another one. And so next step is PO item view. Okay, in the PO item view, open with the editor, we'll be adding an element here. So this is like a list box. So if we go to the code of that one, under after table, we'll be adding this one, this list. Okay, let's see how it goes. Okay, this is the list box. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now we will be binding that to an entity set. So in the controller of PO item view, we need to do the binding so that it won't display all the items like what it showed a while ago. So this is the binding. List item is the name of the list. If you can see here, list item, that's the ID number, ID name, and items, and filters. So the filter that was applied in here, selected in here, where it is searching by LVPO or IBELEN. It will also be applied in the binding for the list item or the list view element. So let's check. Okay, 04. I'm expecting on the 04 over here. Yep, that's right, 04, 04. Okay. Then after that, let's create a target in the manifest.json. The manifest.json is over here. In the manage targets, let's add target item 2. No, we need to create the item 2 first. Sorry. Let's add the item 2 for. Oh, we already have the item 2. Okay, I forgot to delete it, but this is how it looks like. So if we click on the item 2 view, this is how it looks like. Make sure that the pages doesn't have an entity set over there, and the entity set should be in the items, and the ID name for this list is LISD also. And this is the first time we'll be using this one, object list item. I cleaned it up because if I use the layout editor, it displays a lot of info, but you can follow this format. So object list item, attributes, and object attributes. And in here, we'll be just writing the field that we're trying to display, and the EBELN and EBELP. And these are the extensions that are needed for this view. Okay, and let's go back to the manifest.json. In here, we'll be adding the target item 2. And here, we'll be selecting the item 2 view. Level is number 4. And in here, let's add the root target item 2. And for the pattern, let's add this one. Okay, if you can see here, EBELN and EBELP, they are 2 parameters. So this will be useful in the what do you call this? The filter feature. of UI Web IDE UI5, and target and save. Okay. After that, PO item controller. In the PO item controller, let's add an event. PO item view layout. Okay, if we click this one, go to events and add new function. The function name is go to item 2. Now, if we go to the PO item controller, that go to item 2 event is there, and let's just copy paste this one. Okay, O event was changed, and here we'll be just getting the eBILN and eBILP from the screen like that, and the router. Okay, and we'll be going to this target item 2, the one that we've created in the manifest.json a while ago. And like what I've said, we have two parameters this time, eBILN and eBILP. So this is the format, the syntax. Okay, and after that, um, we'll be editing the layout. No, I've explained this already, since the layout of the item 2 is present already. And for the item 2 controller, let's go there. And for the item 2 controller, we'll be adjusting the binding or the PBO. For the item 2 controller, this is how it looks like. Okay, it's similar to PO details. If we go to this one, it's similar to this one. Yeah, let me check this one. PO header. PO details. Sorry, it is similar to the VPO item controller. This um, PBO that we'll be writing in the item 2 controller view. Okay, if you can see here, it has a filter, the PO item, and this new view that we're creating has a filter too, but it has two parameters. Here it's just one parameter. Okay, so this is the syntax for two parameters. I've just added an alert box here. Let's remove that. Save. So here the router, and okay, we'll just be getting the eBILN and eBILP from the URL in the pattern, since we have two right now. And this is the service and the filter declaration. So we'll be choosing eBILN and eBILP this time, filtering them both. And this is important too, the binding. So we will be binding it in the list element. So if we go to the XML view, this is the list element. Okay, list, and that's the ID, and the items and filters. Okay, let's see how it looks like. So I'm expecting okay, 0404 the same, but if we click on 02, it's not viewing. Found the problem. So when I've created the event for this list, I've accidentally placed it over here, detail press, so that's wrong. So it should be in the press, not detail press. So I've recreated So over here, go to item. I added the, yeah, everything's the same. And if we hit save all, run, okay, let's select that number, and that's the number, item, and this is the list over here. Now let's select item number 2. Just add the alert box there, and now we're viewing the item number 2, and that's the same eBelon. So also I want to show you the what I did in the service. So if we go to service implementation, and we have two entity sets, a PO header set and the PO item set. The one on the PO item set, if we look at the above code, okay, this is the above code for that one. The get entity set, okay, and the one that will be running when you use the filter option is this one, the get entity read. So this is how it looks like. So we will be reading it. Oh no, this is not it. We're looking at the correct. No, this is it, not the other one. This is what will be running if you use the filter option. So I've declared the two variables, eBelon and eBelP, and here we will be selecting first initially in this IT key tab, but if we use the filter option, this will be empty, but and this will have entries, one line for the eBelon and one line for the eBelP. So here we're just selecting eBelon and eBelP and transferring them to these variables. So if both eBelon and eBelP are present, we will be using these two parameters as in the select statement. Else we'll be just using the eBelon. So if we click on the debugger for this one, and let's see how it looks like at runtime. Okay, this is for the PO item set, PO item details. I just have to be faster. F8, F8, and let's look at that. Okay, both appeared. So if we click on this one, and let's look at the debugger. Okay, you will see here that the filter select options has two lines now, one for the eBelon and one for the eBelP. And for the eBelon, we have this one, and eBelP is the 2. Okay, and it hit F8. F8 for the 4 debugger screens. I'm not sure yet why are there 4 debugger screens, but in the future videos I will be sharing it with you once I find out. And there, hopefully you learned something from me today. Have a good day. Bye.